This
Are you gonna leave them
is
out?
my audience. That's 5 of them this time, just in case you're wondering. The speech is on stem cell research. Stem cell research has the potential to help treat a range of medical problems. It could lead humanity closer to better treatment and possibly cure a number of diseases such as Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, and birth defects. Because better treatment of these diseases could potentially provide significant social benefits for social and economic gains for society. George Bush, in a speech given in August 2001, said this about the topic. While we must devote enormous energy to conquering disease, it is equally important that we pay attention to the moral concerns raised by a new frontier of human embryo and stem cell research. Even the most notable ends do not justify any means. Though there are significant benefits associated with stem cell research, a concern lingers. Where will the line be drawn? Will scientists stop at creating an egg cell or champion the ability to create an entire human, and what of the consequences? In the discussion of stem cell debate, it must first be known what a stem cell is and why it is important. On a very basic level, stem cells are unspecialized cells that give rise to differentiated cells. Stem cells have the incredible capacity to become many different cell types throughout the body during early childhood and later during growth. In many tissues, they act as an internal repair system, dividing with no limit to restore damaged cells, so long as the human or animal is still alive. As Mayo Clinic states, essentially, stem cells are the body's raw materials, cells from which all other cells with specialized functions are generated. When the stem cells divide, they have the amazing ability to either stay a stem cell or become another type of cell, such as the muscle, brain, even red and white blood cells. Notably, stem cells have the remarkable perspective to develop into various cell types in the body during life and throughout growth. Occasionally, under special circumstances, they can become organ tissue specific with particular functions. Stem cells are important for living organisms for many reasons. In a 3 to 5 day old embryo called a blastocyst, the inner cells give rise to the entire body of the organism, including all of the many specialized cell types and organs, such as heart, lung, skin, and other tissues. In some adult tissues, such as bone marrow, muscle, and brain, small populations of adult stem cells generate replacements for these cells that are lost through normal wear and tear, injury, or even disease. One of the negative connotations of stem cell research involves the origin of the stem cell, which are human embryos and the sacrifice of same. If used incorrectly, scientists can control and abuse someone else's life, because the process prevents the embryo from developing into a human being. According to some, one can be classified as a human being at conception, when the sperm meets the eggs, while others say it is only when you can identify the physical human structure, which would occur much later. The issue raised by the debate about stem cell research to include ethical, moral versus scientific medical issues, which include the many different illnesses that may or may not respond to treatment with these types of cells. The early interest of stem cell research began when scientists discovered that stem cells could be used to regenerate damaged tissue within the body to prevent disease. Being able to distinguish embryonic stem cells from adult stem cells brought about additional methods and therapies that could be offered by the medical community. Suffering human beings could potentially be offered treatment alternatives for medical maladies that previously led to damaged body systems and or death. In theory, there remains an untapped potential to save many lives and rebuild limbs, especially in aiding fallen soldiers. While this was a clear cause of celebration for the medical community, it generated questions about the ethical and moral issues. On a website developed by the Department of Health and Human Services, a vast array of information sources can be assessed in order to become educated on this broad-based topic. One interesting statement on the opening page of this website is, as science and technology continue to advance, so do the ethical viewpoints surrounding these developments. It is important to educate and explore the issues, scientifically and ethically. Another resource for clarification on the ethical and moral debate versus the medical scientific aspect is the World Health Organization, which in a paper formulated in 2004 had this to say about human cloning for reproductive reasons. Reproductive reasons cloning, the science of replicating humans, is without any doubt considered immoral. It is prohibited in all religions, societies, and cultures, and is recognized as a gross violation of human dignity and all ethical norms. Thus, there is a global consensus on banning of reproductive cloning, which, in taking a donor cell, has been stripped of its original DNA, adding a nucleus from the desired animal or human to be cloned, then implanting these combined cells into the original donor. The World Health Organization goes on to say that many nations have banded together to prohibit this procedure that otherwise supports cloning for medical and other therapeutic purposes. The international debate to ban all types of cloning, not surprisingly, is led by countries with a strong Catholic population base and others who have similar views. For example, the Jewish view on embryo status is a degree akin to the Muslim view. Judaism does not consider a fertilized embryo to have full human status, and the need for research that has the potential to save and preserve life takes precedence. After reviewing this article, it appears that debate encompasses all nations, whether they actively participate in the debate or choose to remain uninvolved. Either way, to become active in the debate or remaining silent is implicitly supporting a viewpoint for or against stem cell research. In a world filled with many different ethical and moral belief systems compared to the gains from a scientific or medical opinion and the many issues surrounding the stem cell debate, there is no one correct authority given. And an article from 2005 in the National Geographic magazine sums it up quite well. Scientists have long dreamed of plucking those naive cells from a young human embryo and coaxing them to perform in a sterile isolation, the everyday miracle they perform in wombs, transforming all of the 200 or so kinds of cells that constitute a human body: liver cells, brain cells, skin, bone, and nerve. This is why stem cell research is such an exciting and controversial subject. Stem cell research can be one of the most interesting and fascinating areas of research. However, like all research, it has its growing controversies, and possibly more may arise as new discoveries are formed. Is the authority given to researchers or religious sects? This is the unknown factor we face today. The debate will continue, possibly, without ever determining who is right and who is wrong. All five, and that's the distraction there.